Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly focus for the week of July the 22nd. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Let's go to the cards and see what they have to say for you. Okay, we'll start with our underlying energy, and our underlying energy for the week of July 22nd, Aries, is look at this. We have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is about our happily ever after, our best life ever. And so this week, I would assume that you are taking some very monumental steps towards these big goals, these big dreams, these big desires that you have in your world. Okay, like everything can come together now. You can start to see, I think you'll see tangible results this week for where you move or what you decide to step into. Let's see what the other cards obviously have to say. That'll give us a lot more information. We have the Devil as our very first card. Now, the Devil being our very first card is telling me that you are releasing, you are letting go. You are understanding what works in your life, what no longer has a purpose in your life, no longer supports you in your life, no longer has value in your life. And you're ready to release these things. You're ready to let them burn and turn to ash. You're ready to become the phoenix rising out of the ashes. You are ready for the rebirth. We have the Three of Pentacles, and it's not going to be easy. It's about consistent effort. It's about showing up one brushstroke at a time. People are watching, so always put your best foot forward, especially this week, in what you are creating, what you are designing, what you are inventing, what you are stepping into, and also what you're releasing. I think people are taking notes here. This could have to do something with work, where they're watching you right now. They're looking to give you a promotion or promotion, a raise, some kind of recognition can happen here quite easily. People are watching you. People are seeing what you're doing. This could be a job offer. This could be a new love come into your world, a new best friend. But it's your consistent effort and putting the right foot forward this week that's really going to matter. So you could be adopting a new set of rules. Maybe it's your routine. Maybe it's about letting more happiness and joy in. Maybe you understand where the joy has been blocked here so far in your life, and you're ready to fix that. We have the Queen of Wands. Now, I love the Queen of Wands because she doesn't need everything carved into stone, but yet she asks the questions. She's like the judge and the jury. And with the Queen of Wands energy, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you never need to look over your shoulder and say, did I make the right decision then? Because you have. With the Queen of Wands, you have made the right decisions, but you also are taking a few, well, I would say bigger risks. Okay. And it's not that you haven't researched it or anything, but you might get the advice of, you're a little nuts to even think of stepping into this. But I think this is a time when you embrace your talents, you step into the spotlight. You want people to see what you are doing and where you are going. You want them to take note. You want their support perhaps, but you also want, so it could be advancement in some way. Somebody sees what you're made of, or because you're talking about something, all of a sudden they're witnessing who you are, and a new layer of who you are. Understanding your value, your worth in a larger scale perhaps. Overriding this reading is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is about dreaming it and dreaming it big. We're not going to have a lot of information on the end game and how it's all going to evolve. And that's okay. We don't need to do that right now. Okay? We need to put our foot forward and do what is in front of us, knowing in the back of our mind that we're really working towards our best life ever. We really are working one day at a time. I get, your brow is covered with sweat and you're working hard, but that consistency and that determination and that perseverance will pay off. And you don't really need to know how the end game is going to come. With the Queen of Wands, she rarely thinks of, well, she sees the end game, but then she says, okay, my starting point is here. I need to do this before anything else. And as she goes forward, what happens is she pushes herself a little bit more each day to widen the scope. She's throwing more things against the wall to see what's sticking, what's working, what's moving her forward. So this is about having a passion for something, desiring something, needing something in your world. This is about showing up one brushstroke at a time, giving it your all. But this could be a reinvention of who you are, or where you were setting your goals, your dreams, where you were putting that tack to, what you wanted to bring into your world. It could be something new. It could be something different. Maybe you are raising the stakes on what you really want to bring in. Maybe there is more of an awareness of your strength, your courage, your talents, your abilities. And you think, in some ways that you've been settling for less in your dreams, even, and not pushing yourself to your true potential. So this could be a time when you really realize where you can up the game, up the ante of the game, raise that mark that you were aiming for. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Supporting this energy is the King of Cups. So you are a diplomat this week. Absolutely. Okay. When a king appears, you are the diplomat. But the King of Cups is one that he's solid. He's solid in where he is at the present time. He feels that he has built a good foundation underneath him on which to build to go forward, so that he has long-term sustainable wealth, prosperity, abundance, love coming into his life, and thereby enriching his entire kingdom. It doesn't matter about what chaos is going around him right now. It's about being grounded and going with the flow. We're not anchored to any kind of land here. So it's really about going with the flow, understanding that regardless of how you sway back and forth, what's happening in your world, where you're being pulled, where the dramas are, I think you remain very strong in what you were doing, where you were focusing, what you were imagining for your tomorrow, and how you're going about doing that. As we walk into the week, look at this, we have the Empress. Wow. Talk about a reading about creating your tomorrow in a whole new way, in a whole new light. I mean, really sit with yourself, sit in solitude, and really think about, meditate on, contemplate, have a conversation seemingly with yourself, talk to God, your angels, the universe, source, about what you want to truly create, what you really want to bring to life. And it might be a new sense of who you are, okay? Embracing your talents and spotlighting yourself to the world. That could very well be. I think in some ways you become, we have a king here, we have a queen starting here. So there could be leadership roles coming in. Okay, so maybe that is the promotion. They're making you in charge of a certain division, a certain floor, a certain avenue of the business itself. And it's all about giving birth to something. It's all about giving birth to, you know, this is a time where you can self-empower yourself. This is a time where what you do really gains the empowerment going forward. How you are thinking, how you are stepping into something, what you believe you are deserving of, worthy of. As we end the week, we have the Emperor. Wow. Okay, so we have the Emperor starting the week, the Emperor underneath. We have a King of Cups down below, and we have this young energy of the page up here. Okay, so this is because this is supporting all this energy. So your years of wisdom, your intuition, your strength, your courage that you've built, your talents, your abilities, all of that is supporting this. You are definitely the diplomat this week. You're intuition is on high alert for anything. It's whispering to you. I mean, sit there in quiet contemplation, go within and see what your intuition is trying to tell you about where to go, about how to develop, about what to do. Let's go to work and career. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, things are changing. New things are coming into play. This definitely could be a promotion. This could be, yeah, promotion, recognition, a raise in pay, or maybe you're starting something. You could be starting something brand new, but you really have a knack for it and it really takes off because you've done a little bit of understanding how to get started and what the main goal is down at the end of the line. Okay. You're happily ever after. I mean, this is beautiful energy this week. You are self-empowered to go forward in however you want, Aries. This is a time for you to embrace your tomorrow. This is a time for you to understand where you want to step. Okay. And I would have to say here with this kind of energy here that the opportunities are tenfold. It's what you want. Okay. Self-empowerment, creative expression, creative expression. Bring your talents, bring your abilities to the forefront. Definitely showcase who you are and what you have to offer, what you bring to the table. I mean, it's going to matter this week. And you are so strong. I mean, this isn't kingdoms, this is empires. You know, the king's work for you kind of thing. So I wouldn't stop at, you know, a level here. I mean, really, the only limitation is the limitations you put in place, because this is really, you could take this to any level that you want, so long as you have the belief in yourself and you start reinventing yourself in some way. I don't know if that, I get more of a sense of happiness and joy as I'm telling this reading. So I think it's about allowing happiness and joy to come in a little bit more, which is kind of easy peasy, isn't it? It's understanding where you've been blocked in these areas, where it hasn't allowed you. And I think your own personal happiness is good. I think it's when you get with a bunch of people or more than two, that you start to pull a mask on, or you don't show yourself as clearly as you do when you're, you know, you're in a comfortable area. Or maybe it could be that you are feeling uncomfortable because you are changing things about yourself and people are noticing and asking you questions. Okay. Let's see about love and relationships. We have the Six of Swords. This is definitely going forward, uncharted territories within your relationships. Maybe you're trying something new, something different within the relationship to bring in happiness, to bring in joy, to bring in love. Okay. I think that compassion and courage are two things that'll be in your voice this week with this card here. You have to have a courage to push off that shoreline and go into uncharted territories. Absolutely. But you also have to have some compassion for the person that is riding with you. You can't have your back to them. You have to be present. You have to allow them to see you and you see them. So I think growing those relationships stronger, absolutely. If you meet somebody, this could be your happily ever after, but it's going to take a lot of hard work and showing up each and every day. Okay. It's not a relationship that you'll be able to take for granted and have it long term. That every moment is special and every moment needs to be celebrated in some way here. And there could be that person could also, or the person in your life now may have some ideas for how you can push yourself forward. So definitely sit there and have some conversations about where you should go as maybe a couple, but also their opinion of where you should go when it comes to your own individuality, when it comes to work and career. This is a time to journal. This is a time to meditate about where you want to go, where you want to push offshore, where you want to go into new beginnings and new starts. This could be doing something completely new and original within the relationship in order to spice it up, in order to have some new experiences. But I get happiness and joy throughout this entire reading. So it's all about creating your happiness and joy this week. And what has been preventing it? Our final card is the Four of Pentacles. It may be a thought pattern or a way things are supposed to be in your mind that is actually blocking you for the happiness that needs to come into your life. And I get that sense of it needs to come into your life. You need to have more of a balance between work and career and home and family. You need to have more joy. Yes, we want to meet our obligations and our responsibilities, which is changing and changing for the better. Absolutely. We do have a lot of money cards on here, and we have some thinking cards. We don't have we have a lot of money cards on the table here. So it is about your prosperity. There's an improvement there, absolutely, but it's also about the heart, and it's also about you being the leader. It's also, you know, with the queen or the emperor and the empress side by side here. This is about you taking charge of something and being very successful because of it and growing your empire one brushstroke at a time. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.